The Titans in the Skibidi Multiverse are said to be some of the strongest Titans in the entire Skibidi fandom, with Titans like the Clock Titan and the overpowered Sinister. Yeah, you are sure they're really strong, but what if I told you that no matter how strong you are guaranteed to have weaknesses? I was able to spot them while analyzing the series, so in this video, I'll be laying down the weaknesses of the Titans, so without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's start with the Speaker Titan. This guy, well, right from the beginning, he has been very good with melee combat, as you can see him literally throwing knives and swinging axes without much effort. But the problem has always been his defense. As we saw, even the SCP toilets were surely happy he didn't have the shield technology. Their shells were able to reach him, causing massive damage. Also, in the battle between the scientist and Pennywise, when the kamikaze came in, he had to hide under the shell of the camera. Bro has little defenses, which makes him vulnerable to attacks on the forefront, more like a sideman to the other Titans. Another thing worth mentioning is that when he got upgraded, we could see some lapses in his game. His sound wave abilities, which he depends on mostly, didn't work on some highly durable mutants. So there's a limit to how much he can actually do, which is a weakness. Not being able to use your major abilities on very durable mutants means he shouldn't fight durable mutants. Well, let's just hope he gets upgrades on his sound wave abilities. You know, sound can be very dangerous in high capacities, in large doses, or maybe concentrated at a point. I think maybe like an ultrasound gun that obliterates anything in its path. It's not impossible. I trust the speaker scientists to figure that out. Well, let's wait and see. I mean, bro doesn't even have legs anymore after fighting against the menace Jimmy. Brutal, right? I think he'll get upgraded. You'll fear his return. Okay, let's move on to the next. We have the Camera Titan. My boy Camera has shown us many insane feats. It's like it's almost impossible to spot his weakness, but it's right there, and it's almost like every camera has this problem, being susceptible to hypnosis from the red ray. Although he has the lens protector, we saw how this guy was able to outsmart him and make him remove it, leaving him open for the attack. Yeah, bro really did his homework on the Titan. But as you could notice, he always snaps out of the hypnosis, and the aftermath is not always good. Cameras are built like tanks and are naturally durable, so that's not a problem. However, on the offensive side, I think he needs a hammer or something that would be able to one-shot characters instead of using energy-based attacks all the time. Yeah, he also needs to conserve energy, but I think this is quite negligible, as we've seen how almost infinite his energy reserves prove to be. So that's his weakness, hypnosis. It makes him vulnerable for a decent amount of time, at least for the enemy to land his greatest attack. Okay, let's move on to the next candidate. We have the TV Titan. High durability, master swordsmanship, you name it. We all know the TV Titan's got it all, and it's almost like he doesn't even have a weakness, just like a very tough shell to crack. But I've got some eerie things on his file. The first weakness is quite basic and is almost a problem for all TVs, getting your screen broken or damaged. But the TV found a way to counter this with his TV screen protector, something like a thin, transparent but very durable energy shield that protects his screen from physical attacks. Yeah, but for the eerie one I was talking about, what if he was attacked emotionally? We saw bro has a knack for the pencil woman, and simps like a good villain would be able to use an illusion to lure him into danger using her appearance or even just her voice. So watch out, TV, your secret is now in the open. I mean, bro even came to check up on her in the battle between the counter. Damn, bro is even worse than Jack in the Titanic. Well, let's move it up a notch to the almost unnoticeable, the Drill Titan. I know most of you might be thinking, damn, this beast, what could be his weakness? Well, listen carefully. So, the Drill Titan has always been a tank, so physical attacks won't do any good in bringing him down. But there's actually something. See, he also has a very unique weakness, like the TV. No, not simping. It's actually more complicated than that. Right from when he was at base form, he was always very reactive to sound waves, and we could see him start to rage whenever there was a large sound. However, when he got upgraded, we didn't see much of it, but then horror struck when KSI dropped Thick of It. Bro got mad. So mad that he doesn't want to hear the song. So G-Man knew this and literally used it against him. It was actually Thick of It that led to his defeat in the battle, as it was able to disorient him enough, giving Jimmy the space to land fatal blows that took him down. So I guess Thick of It made him sick of it. Nice line. However, let's move on to another candidate. We have our only mommy, the Pencil Woman. Well, despite all the nice designs, cool powers of creation, and lots of other things beneath all that, she has a weakness which is kind of general to all her race members, and that is fire. Just like paper, they get easily burnt and erased. But you may think she has regenerative abilities, so it should be no problem. But as we could see, it doesn't happen instantly, which is the downside to it. So if an opponent lands multiple fire fire-based attacks on her, that would be the end, right? So, I guess fighting at a distance should be her specialty. But in her recent form against the counter, we saw some improvements which were very impressive, but it still had a very high effect on her after the battle. But did anyone notice that the paper clones she prepped so long for got wiped out by the fake Jimmies almost in no time? It's either they were weak or those Jimmies are straight out from hell. They just got wiped out like that. So, well, you got it, it's fire. So, give me a like and subscribe to support. However, let's move on to something very interesting, the Counter Titan. Yeah, this guy is the master of all weapons in the Skibidi Multiverse. I mean, just show him the weapon and bro would replicate it with the durability of a tank and put back a chopped off head to return from the dead. It's almost like he doesn't have a weakness, right? But the counter is actually a tiny, whiny little spider controlling the body, using it to cause that much havoc. Although we have only seen his race members be able to eject him out of the body. But yeah, that's your only resort. Get the spider out of his body and kill it, then you might actually get the counter. Although high energy blasts and attacks are seen to keep him down, but not for long, as bro would come back crawling out with months of hibernation. So just get the spider, you get the counter. However, for a much more formidable opponent, we have the Clock Titan. Bro is a Giga Chad, doing his sit-ups and mewing the hell out of his jaws. You could see the pencil woman trick is sure not to work on him with insane time abilities that make you wonder. However, at his base form, the weakness of the Clock Titan was his low energy reserves, which caused him to get tired quickly in battles while trying to use the time stop for an extended period of time. But this got corrected with his upgraded form, and also magnets, which we saw had a little effect but generally were not enough on the Titan. Maybe the fields weren't strong enough. When he was finally upgraded, we heard rumors from the horse's big mouth, Professor Kleiner, saying that the Clock Titan couldn't use his time stop for more than 3 times in 24 hours. Well, I don't think that was the case, as bro was literally flexing this ability. Although, I don't know what he did to the Drill Titan to make him calm down. Maybe when your dad pulls out a belt to get you whipped, your mood seems to instantly change. Or he reversed time to when he had some brain cells left. Some might even say that Mr. Dom gave him some sort of powers to hypnotize him. But even if it's true that he doesn't use the time stop for more than 3 times a day, bro doesn't even need the time stop before he'll totally obliterate his opponent with his immense speed. Talk about speed blitzing. However, that's a weakness that the Skibidis used to their advantage, as they were able to immobilize him. So, I guess the Clock Titan is so formidable that his weakness is almost a negligible ability. Unless you can bring him the Sinister to battle, then yeah, you'll definitely have him pinned down. Speaking of the Sinister, damn, I'll straight up say it. This guy is a literal beast, destroying galaxies and eating the spirits of Titans with his eerie black hole head. Talk about his name, Sinister. It really speaks for itself. But if you come to think of it, he was unsealed and has a chopped off arm. This means that there's a force even stronger that was able to tear the cloak of the mighty Sinister. And where was he sealed? The clock tower. Does this mean that the clock boss has the power to seal him? I mean, if he did it once, maybe he could do it again. Or maybe he was sealed by even a greater power, and the clock boss only accidentally freed him. Well, I doubt that. However, in the trailer, we heard something like, how does he destroy multiverses? And a clockman and someone were having a conversation where he said he didn't do it himself, that it's his fault. Maybe the Sinister gets help from someone or something. It may be a machine that gives him his abilities. Who knows? Well, we'll have to stick around enough to find out. However, check out this video to see if the strongest duo could clear the hardest episodes in the entire Skibidi fandom. Unique Clockman out.